I was ready to make the biggest decision of my life at 28. After months of planning, I had arranged to propose to my girlfriend of 6 years at the local botanical gardens during their annual Winter Lights Festival. It seemed perfect, the place where we had our first real date in college, transformed into a magical wonderland of lights and music. I had everything set for December 15th, even managing to rent out the entire garden for an hour in the evening just for us. We've known each other since elementary school. She sat 2 desks ahead of me in Mrs. Wilson's third-grade class. Over the years, she became my closest friend, helping me through some of the darkest times in my life. When my sister was diagnosed with a serious illness in high school, she was there every single day, bringing homework and just sitting with me in the hospital waiting room. During college, when I struggled with anxiety and nearly dropped out, she helped me find the right counselor and made sure I never missed an appointment. That's who she is, someone who puts others first, who remembers everyone's birthdays, who volunteers at the animal shelter every weekend even though she's allergic to cats. I had already spoken to both our families about the proposal. Her parents were thrilled, and my mom even cried happy tears when I showed her the ring. We had planned everything down to the smallest detail, from the string quartet playing our favorite song to the exact spot where I would get down on one knee. But everything changed last Friday. She mentioned she was going to a friend's birthday celebration at a new lounge downtown. Around 3 a.m., I got a call from her friend Sienna asking me to pick them up. When I arrived, I found my girlfriend barely able to walk, being supported by 2 of her friends. I helped get her home and into bed, assuming she had just had too much to drink. The next morning, she woke up crying. At first, she couldn't even look at me. When she finally spoke, she told me she had done something terrible. Through her tears, she explained that she had gotten extremely drunk and ended up being intimate with someone at the party. She said she was so intoxicated she couldn't even remember being in a relationship at that moment. I felt like the ground had disappeared beneath my feet. This was someone I had known for most of my life, someone I trusted completely. When I asked if she was unhappy with our relationship, she insisted that wasn't it at all. She kept saying she would do anything to fix this, anything to keep from losing me. She begged me not to end things. I needed space to think, so I went to the spare room. Hours passed as I sat there, trying to make sense of everything. 20 years of friendship, 6 years of dating, countless memories. How could I just walk away from all of that? But how could I stay and trust again? I kept thinking about all our shared history, the school projects we did together, the time we got lost hiking and ended up having the best adventure of our lives, the way she remembered exactly how I like my coffee even though I always forget to tell baristas. After sitting alone for what felt like forever, I knew I needed more details about what happened. The next day, I asked her to tell me everything she remembered. What she told me wasn't what I expected at all. The night started at the lounge where her friend Sienna was celebrating her birthday. Sienna's cousin Marcus showed up unexpectedly with some of his friends. My girlfriend usually has 2 drinks maximum, but that night Sienna and her other friends kept pushing drinks on her, saying things like, "It's a special occasion, and don't be boring, just tonight." She said after the 6th or 7th drink, everything becomes blurry. The last clear memory she had was Marcus saying he needed to talk to her about planning a surprise for Sienna's birthday. After that, she only remembers waking up at home. When she checked her phone that morning, she had several missed calls from Sienna and the others. When she called back, Sienna told her what really happened. According to Sienna, Marcus had led my girlfriend away from the group, claiming they needed to discuss the surprise. When they didn't return after half an hour, Sienna and the others started looking for them. They found Marcus taking advantage of my girlfriend in the lounge's back office. She was barely conscious at that point. Her friends immediately got her out of there and brought her home. When she heard this, my girlfriend broke down. "He assaulted me," she cried. "I didn't cheat on you. I was raped." She had been blaming herself all morning, thinking she must have agreed to it somehow, not realizing that being that intoxicated meant she couldn't legally consent. Everything shifted in that moment. The pain I'd been feeling transformed into anger, not at her, but at Marcus and the situation. I held her as she cried, telling her this wasn't her fault. She said she felt confused because she couldn't remember the actual assault, just the horrible feeling of knowing it happened. She was angry at herself for drinking so much and at Marcus for taking advantage of her state. We went to the police station together that same day. While the investigation was ongoing, I wanted to verify the story myself. I visited the lounge and spoke with a manager. After explaining the situation, they agreed to show me the security footage. Everything matched exactly what Sienna had described: Marcus leading my clearly intoxicated girlfriend away, her stumbling and needing support to walk. The footage was turned over to the police as evidence. Both our families needed to know what happened, especially since we had this big event planned at the botanical gardens. My girlfriend insisted on telling them herself. She wanted to take responsibility for putting herself in a vulnerable position, even though I kept telling her the only person responsible was Marcus. Our parents were incredibly supportive. I'll never forget what my dad said when he hugged us both. Bad things happen to good people, but love can help heal anything. The Botanical Gardens event was too late to cancel, so instead of a private proposal, it became a family gathering. We invited more people and tried to make it a positive evening despite everything. I didn't tell her about my original proposal plans until several weeks later, when things felt more stable. She cried when I told her, but said she understood why I needed to wait. Following all of this, we decided to get professional help. A friend recommended a couples counselor who specialized in trauma, and it turned out to be exactly what we needed. The sessions helped us talk about things we've been keeping inside and taught us better ways to communicate. My girlfriend, well, she made some big changes on her own. Without any pressure from me, she decided to stop drinking completely. I never even liked alcohol, she told me during one of our late-night talks. I only drank to fit in with everyone else. It's never brought anything good into my life. It's been 3 months now, and she hasn't touched a drop. When we go out and people ask why she's not drinking, she's confident in saying she just doesn't want to. We also realized something important through our counseling sessions. Both of us had a habit of not wanting to bother the other person. Like that night, she actually wanted me to come to Sienna's birthday celebration, but thought I was busy with work. Truth is, I was just watching random videos online and would have loved to join her. Now we make it a point to always ask each other directly instead of making assumptions. The police investigation moved forward, though slower than we hoped. Marcus was arrested based on the security footage and witness statements. Sienna, despite him being her cousin, testified about what she saw. Other women came forward with similar stories about him, which is horrifying but helped build a stronger case. The healing process hasn't been easy. Some days are harder than others. There are times when my girlfriend gets quiet and I know she's thinking about that night. But we're dealing with it together. She started volunteering at a crisis center, turning her experience into a way to help others. I've never been more proud of her strength. Our friends have been amazing through all of this. Well, most of them. A couple of the ones who kept pushing drinks that night tried to defend themselves, saying they were just trying to have fun. We don't hang out with them anymore. But Sienna and our other close friends have shown what true friendship means. They check in regularly, make sure we're doing okay, and never pressure either of us about drinking or anything else. Last week, something beautiful happened. We were just sitting on our couch, sharing pizza and watching some silly cooking show, when she turned to me and said, "Thank you for believing me and staying by my side." I told her there was never any other choice. 20 years of friendship and love don't disappear because of someone else's criminal actions. As for the proposal, well, I'm still planning it. Not at the Botanical Gardens this time. I'm thinking of something more private, more us. Maybe during one of our weekend hikes, or in our favorite coffee shop where we spent countless hours studying together in college. The timing will be right when it's right. Looking back at everything that's happened, our relationship is actually stronger now. We talk more openly, trust more deeply, and appreciate each other more than ever. That night could have broken us, but instead, it showed us what we're made of. Sometimes the worst moments in life lead to the most growth. We're not just surviving, we're building something better together, day by day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might enjoy it too. Your support means a lot. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or story ideas, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.